uh, because this is our country that we love so much, and we would love to hear the opinions of everybody on stage. So thank you very much once again, ladies and gentlemen. Shri Anil Deshmukh ji, Shri Amit Deshmukh ji, I love you. All distinguished guests, Consul General, His Excellency, Mr. Tang, Niranjan Hiranandani, like I said, who's our father. Sir, I would also like you to please come up on stage and say a few words if you're still here. It would be a great honor. Guys, I'm going to give it off to the panelists so that they can have a healthy discussion on the topic at hand. And who better to start than with Mr. Sunil Alag to get this party going. I think everybody has been given far too many lectures. Now let's get this party going again. So Mr. Sunil Alag sir, please. This discussion will be for 20 minutes, not too long. So I've been giving strict instructions. I would just request your attention on that. So yeah.
I am requesting Sunil to be as brief as possible because everyone is tired. Yeah. You are also.
But can I just say one thing? Just for some of the late guests who just arrived, I'd just like to play the audiovisual once again so we are centered back on what we are talking about. So may I please have the AV for Assalamualaikum Watan once again, and thereafter we'll have a brief discussion, a healthy one, and I'm sure we'll get some greater insight into the topic of the hour and the topic of our times. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience. It's been an absolute honor to have you all here. Thank you very much.
Was the briefest of all the speakers in any case, but I only want to add, I don't want to ask him a question, I only want to add one thing that I think everybody in the media and everybody in the political world must also now emulate what Mr. Sanjay Khan has written in the book and speak for one nation. Because if we don't do it, I don't think at this stage anybody is going to listen. And in order to be brief, I'm reminded, since you are all from the field of acting and everything else, Sir John Gielgud, when he was on stage, he forgot his line. And the phone rang and he picked up the phone, and he'd forgotten what he had to say. So he said, "It's for you, dear," and handed it to the other guest.
He should be the same.
As brief as I can be.
The mic is in my hand. Now, I want to just repeat one message that I already have stated, and that is, I think the best way of repeating it is by quoting Edmund Burke. Edmund Burke was a British parliamentarian, and one day in Parliament, in the 18th century actually, 18th century. He's a British parliamentarian in the 18th century. And there was a lot of debate about some of the issues that the British government was facing, and everyone was complaining about the fact that the problem was too huge and that no individual could actually handle the problem. So he got up and he said, "No man made a greater mistake than he who did nothing because he felt he could do so little." Now that's actually symptomatic, I think, or emblematic of my friend sitting on my right. The problem that we face in our country is huge, and every one of us could take a back seat or could sort of sit back and say, we as individuals can do nothing. The problem is beyond us, is larger than us, we simply cannot shift the needle. When one man takes up the cudgels, when one man decides that he is going to dedicate his life to actually ensuring that the problem does not remain, that the problem is addressed, It is, in fact, the greatest, I think, achievement that we can applaud. It is remarkable, because that one man is going to shift the needle maybe 2 degrees. He's going to take 1 step forward, but then he will allow us, all the rest of us, to be able to take the second step, which is going to be a much larger second step. So that's all the message that I want to pass on reading the book that I did. And thank you very much for having inspired me.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The reason for writing this book is the passion for my country. I love my country as much as I love my religion. In fact, I'm an Indian first, then my religion comes to me. I want to reach to the furthest corners of India, to every ear which can catch my word, to, for God's sake, let's put Indianness into the strength, and we be steel. India has a great future because we are a hugely intelligent nation from all sectors of society, communities, each one contributing a pearl to this huge river of pearls which we can create. India is now looking at an opportunity of sitting at the big table of 4 superpowers: America, Russia, China, and India. To attain that power, my book gives the message: through education, you can attain that power. Through education and unity. We have the choice either to sit at the large table and dine with the 4 superpowers, or break India up to smithereens in small, petty, communal isms and schisms, Jat, Path, Hindu, Muslim, and destroy this country and sit at the table on the ground and eat the crumbs of the big table. We have the choice. Either eat the crumbs or sit at the table and dine as a superpower. So, unity. I am contributing, inspiring 172 million Indians who contribute to the demographic vibrancy of India each day to organize themselves, educate themselves. I've given the example of Jews, how from where to where they rule the world today. 1% of Jews rule America, rule the world because of their intelligence, because that's how it emanated from education. Without education is zero. I'll give you a mundane example. Once I was somewhere campaigning for my friend Vilas Rauji. One guy in the crowd asked me, "Sir, what can you tell me about education, and you talk so much on education?" I said to him, I said, "Listen, if you are sitting in a dark room and you can't see a thing, that is illiteracy. And if the switch is on and the light is on, you can see the bed, the table, and the chair, and the television, and the pankha. That is education. You can see and feel anything. So therefore, if you deprive a man from education, is the worst sin you can commit on earth, in this country. Give him education. See the change in the same man. He can become a rocket scientist like Abul Kalam or some of the biggest, heroes we have. But if he's not educated, where does he go? So therefore, I wrote this book with the intention of mobilizing at least 172 million Muslims to inspire them to achieve and contribute to the exchequer of India repeatedly and help the country to gain its prize as a superpower. Thank you. आपसे बात नहीं कर पाया मैं माफी चाहता हूँ
My nephew Zaid has just gone to honorable guests, and it's just a moment for unveiling the book. So kindly bear with us. Yeah, we request Anil Deshmukh ji, Honorable Mr. Tang, to kindly join us on the stage. Vilas ji, Mr. Alag, you have to be on the stage. Mr. Nawarji. We'll love to have my sister Dilshad, Simone.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I had to do a couple of things today. And I'd like to give a special thanks to the Taj Lands End and the General Manager, Mr. Praveen Chandra, for his super cooperation to making this lovely evening happen. Thank you very, very much.
ऐसा कैसा इवेंट होगा भाई? अरे भाई ऐसा कैसा सब होगा भाई?
आगे जा ले रहा हूँ आगे जा अभी चला गया
Thank you. चलो
One second,
सर close please. सर जाहिद भाई जरा यहाँ पे देखिए, सामने देखिए जाहिद भाई, सब लोग देखिए यहाँ पे देखिए। Thank you sir. Thank you so much sir. अरे मोबाइल यहाँ पे भी देख लीजिए सर 1 सेकंड हाँ सर 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 हाँ तो सर्वन एकदम सीधे के सर्वन
To your right.
थैंक यू सर नहीं नहीं